Now I got to put this into the tripod so I don't hold it. It's a little after 3 o'clock. I was dilly-dallying. So that's why I'm a little late. I was making sure everything was set up. I have a donation link in the description. If you'd like to donate to this channel, please do. And please share this stream with people. Invite people to watch so that they will see if they pick up what I'm putting down. See if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I'm off to a good start. Make sure that I am plugged in with my Nanotech juice. My Nanotech juice is now juicing up my phone. I'm going to plug this in so I don't run out of battery power, because it affects the quality. There we go. Now I'm in front of, I'm wearing my caduceus today. The wand of Hermes, the wand of Raphael, the caduceus, the mighty caduceus. I'm wearing it today. I like my caduceus. It is a way to transmute. It is alchemy. We are engaging in alchemy. And I am putting on my cool mask. Whenever I get spiritual, I like to put on my cool mask. Reminds me of Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello! I like this. This is when I get spiritual. I put on my mask that makes me look like reminds me of Shrek, you know, that, I think it's the mask that was in that mirror. I think it was Shrek. Yeah. That's what I remember. The mask that's in the face that's in the magic mirror. Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? I think I'm pretty fair, you know? I try to be fair. You can hear the train. 5 minutes after 1300. It's 1300. 1300 in the United States. We are united. It used to be one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. But now it seems like there's a lot going on that divides us. We need to change that. Is that what Gandhi said? Be the change. Be the change you want to see in the world. A lot of people agree that life is a dream. Life is a dream. A lot of, I guess, yogis, and they also say in science that this is an illusion. This is a dream, an illusion, a hologram. We are in a holographic universe. Again, I'm just regurgitating. I'm regurgitating. I'm wearing my caduceus. Look it up. It's pretty interesting. Hermes had the caduceus wand. He was able to engage in alchemy. Slam, hello. Flowers. Eds. Hello. Good day. That is that's a Muslim flag, isn't it? I think Turkey, a couple of other countries have. One of my friends, Genghis, he was from Turkey. During one of the battles, I think someone saw that the moon and the star in the sky. I'm trying to remember who that was. He was telling me that someone, I guess in the Ottoman Empire, during or after a battle, he looked up in the sky and saw the star. I'm doing all right. What's up? So we're here. We're here and we exist. We are a sum of our thoughts. That's what Buddha said. We are some of our thoughts. I think who else said that? I think Julius Caesar said something like that. A man is what he thinks all day long. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Getting good grades. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. I like that song. I'll have to put it on my community channel or my community page. I have some new stuff on when you go to my channel, click on community. Good night, Bill. So go K or Gaw K. I think that's how it's said. Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the cup of coffee. Bill, hello. Go K. I think it's, yeah, Go K. From Turkey. Somebody else was from Turkey. I don't know if you're the same person. Somebody from Turkey was saying me or talking. Well, cool. I got some friends from Turkey. Some friends from the UK. So I am worldwide. Step aside. I'm worldwide. I rule reach the beaches and rule the pools. We are together. New friends. That's right. New friends. We are discovering new people. New people, new places. Likey. That's right. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the 16 people who are watching. Hopefully they won't go away. Yesterday I had like 15 or 16 people and then they all just went away. We'll have to see what I'm doing. How can I keep people watching? Hey, Trigger, X-Trigger, going pretty well. Starting another stream. We are streaming today. Hello. We are 8 minutes into the show. We are already having a good time. We begin creating our lovely day. Really, onto my head. Will drop down from the treetops onto my head. You know what? A ladybug landed on my front door. I was going to take a picture of it. One solitary ladybug landed on my front door and I wanted to take a picture of it. And I went to pull the door closed and there was kind of a bump and the ladybug fell off. I said, wow, so when I see a ladybug, I need to take a picture right away. Don't mess around. That's got to be some kind of sign. I had a ladybug land on me a few months ago, and another ladybug landed on my door today. Maybe that's a sign of good fortune, good fortuna. So, hey, we're excited. We're excited. I'm watching more bumblebees fly around. Sitting here in a nice wooded spot, my own little corner. I've not heard of cave bees. Cave bees? We were cavemen at one time. Wow, somebody's needing the ambulance today. We got to be careful on the roadways. You know what? Yellow Jackets do that too. Yellow Jackets. This guy, he does this show called Mousetrap Monday. Mousetrap Monday. Every Monday he tests out a different mousetrap, and he eradicates, I guess, does some pest control work. He finds these nests. Wow. Do you hear that? Got some sirens going. There was my mommy. My mommy's got a cyst in one of her arteries, and I'm hoping it's not serious. I hope it's not serious. A cyst. That's scary. In your artery? Wow. Oh, Mousetrap Monday? Yeah. He's really interesting. That guy does survival. You know, he teaches survival, outdoors, whatever, outdoor survival. And I wish I knew that guy when I was a teenager. You know, when I was a teenager, I was into that stuff, making arrowheads, making spears, making shelters. And it's like, I had my book. There was a book on how to survive in the wilderness. And I think it'd be cool to pair up with that guy, make some videos. He actually uses his traps. He actually uses his hunting paraphernalia. He'll make bows and arrows. He'll make traps, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it's like, man, that's like, wow, that's making a fire and all that. Primitive. Exotics lair. No, I haven't. I guess I'm going to learn some things today. Today I'm going to learn, not loin. Loin is your midsection. We're going to learn today. We're going to learn about exotics lair. I like those traps. Mousetrap Monday. And what he does is what does he call it? Humanely dispatch. He humanely dispatches the little mices, and he puts them out in the yard, and he puts a night vision camera on them, on those mice, and creatures come out and eat the mice. It's like, yeah, you're feeding animals. After you humanely dispatch, you feed the animals. And it's like possums come out, raccoons come out, I think, flying creatures. He's helping the ecosystem just by catching mice. I know, like eight-legged freaks. It's amazing how many people are killed by the very creatures that they collect. Like if they collect snakes or they collect spiders, they can escape. That happens a lot with snakes. Snakes escape. And when they escape, they bite. They eat little doggies, poor little doggies. Giant pythons, boa constrictors. Pythons become very large. They get very large, pythons. Reminds me of Monty Python. Monty, I think, was a general during the Second World War. Monty, and then Python. They were talking about that, how they came up with Monty Python. Oh, it's getting warm out here. It felt like it was going to be cold, but I'm in direct sunlight. Oh, let me disrobe. Let me take. Oh wow! I'm wearing my. I am a Jedi Master, so I have my. I'm wearing proudly my patch because I am a Jedi Master, self-proclaimed. I visit Dagobah once. Well, Dagobah wasn't blown up, so yes. I always make sure I wear my mosquito repellent when I go to Dagobah. Uh-oh, message retracted. We have to be careful what we write. Oh, that must be a sign when the tip of my nose itches. Oh wow, I'm watching bees. Bees are kind of. I'm gonna have to wait till one comes nearby so I can videotape. I went to. We used to call it videotaping. Now we just call it recording. I'm recording you right now. Karens. I guess now is a bad time to be named Karen. Don't be named Karen today. Don't be a Karen. I see a lot of videos. It's like Karen's getting what they deserve, you know. Women hitting men. Some people don't tolerate, some guys don't tolerate that. They don't tolerate being hit. One woman was knocked out cold after hitting a man. I don't know where, if you hit anybody, that's one thing I would never do is walk up and hit somebody unless I wanted to have it, you know, turn into a brawl. You know what? It's interesting finding out what animals eat other animals. It blew me away when I saw a praying mantis eating a hummingbird. It's like, that's brazen. That's bold. I guess you'd have to be really, they probably taste really sweet. I held a hummingbird one time. A lady brought a hummingbird to me. I remember that this lady brought to me a hummingbird and it looked like it was unconscious or something. I was holding the hummingbird in my hand and I didn't know what to do. So I started praying. I started praying for the hummingbird. And then I guess it came to. It just, something happened that it became unconscious. And I just held the hummingbird and I started praying for it. And then it came to life and it flew away, flew up into a tree. So I guess I witnessed a miracle. If you pray, you get miracles. So next time somebody hands you a hummingbird, just start saying a prayer. It was so cool. I mean, they're so tiny, you know. It looked like it was sleeping more than anything. Its little beak was just moving like it was breathing. And its eyes were kind of closed. And I just started praying for this little hummingbird. And it just flew up into a tree. I used to see a hummingbird sit at the top of a tree, I think every morning. There was my shop, because I was a maintenance guy. Oh, there's a birdie. I got a birdie. Tweet, 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 tweet. I think that's how a cardinal sounds. Yeah. They'll eat their mate while they're alive. They'll be mating, and in the process of mating, they'll start eating their mate. It's like, wow, that's S&M. Nature's S&M. You know, you got a praying mantis mating with another praying mantis. while the female praying mantis eats its head. It's like, wow. And then there are people who are into S&M. Sadomasochism, I think is what they call it. S&M. Could you imagine that? You're making sweet love, and all of a sudden your 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 lover starts eating your head? That's traumatic. And black widows, they like to eat their mates. That's why they're called black widows. Widow, self-inflicted widowdom. That must be pretty scary. And then there are serial killers. People who kill the same people over and over again. Different person, same makeup. They say Ted Bundy killed that way. The girl who rejected him, all of his kills looked like the girl who rejected him. But you know what? A lady should have a chance. A lady should have she should have that decision. She should be able to make that decision. I've rejected people, based on whatever I base it on. And if somebody killed me because I rejected them, that's harsh. Don't kill me just because you're not my type. Oh, on my community, when you go to my channel and click on community, there's a video of this girl who goes to millionaires' houses and asks if she can stay the night. And she kept asking, and eventually somebody said yes. One of those millionaires said, yes, you can stay at my house. And I think that's what it's like. Don't get discouraged when you start asking people out, because the first 5 people, I think, said no. The first 4 or 5 people said no. And could you imagine if she got discouraged and just stopped? She wouldn't be spending the night at a millionaire's house. So it's like, if you want to spend the night at a millionaire's house, keep asking different millionaires and then keep track. I think I like to keep track, It's like, how many no's did I get before I got a yes? How many people said no? And then that's why you need a support group. I think daters need a support group. They need to people go, yeah, I get rejected from time to time, but then don't let it become your reality, because that's something from without, so within, so without, and then cause and effect. If a cause comes from without, it's a matter of what you do to change your reality. Wow, those bees are getting excited. I saw one bee carrying another bee. Eagles mate like that too. Have you ever watched bald eagles? Bald doesn't mean bald. Bald means white. Old English, bald meant white. So they're actually saying white eagle. Bald eagle. They fly in the air and they latch onto each other. In flight, they mate in flight. Eagles mate while they fly. Fly the friendly skies. Fly the very friendly skies. Could you imagine you're making love so beautifully, and then you hit the ground because you forget how low you were? You're flying in the air and you're making beautiful love, and then you misjudge how close you are to the ground or how close you are to the trees. You bump into a treetop. Fly the friendly skies. Oh, I love this mask. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. I'm not going to take it personally anymore, People know that I'm on, that I'm live. They're watching me for a while, and then they go away. I need to not take that personally because it hurts feelings, when I got 10 viewers, 10 to 12 viewers, 10 to 14 viewers, and then they go away. That hurts my feelings, you know. But you know what? I need that is a cause from without. The cause from without. What matters is what you do. They say what they do is on them. What you do is karma. So keep that in mind, kids. What they do is on them. What you do is karma. So yeah, if you want good karma, don't let them hurt your feelings. I've learned about thoughts. They vibrate. Thoughts vibrate at a frequency. And if you're thinking a thought, I think I've already said this, they actually made a chart that shows what frequency each emotion vibrates at, like sadness, hate, anger, depression, all that, frustration, those feelings and emotions, they all vibrate at a low frequency. And low frequencies make you weak. They actually vamp you. Those emotions, those vibrations, they vamp you. So if you feel tired a lot, if you feel tired or weak, check your emotions, because when you're happy, when you're optimistic, when you are excited, joyful, and you have faith, I think, is very important. Just having faith. What I'm noticing is we're always creating. We're always creating. It's just a matter of what we are creating. I got a face hat. Look at my face hat. This is my face hat. See my face hat? Now it's my face. There we go. Oh. I'm gonna have to watch Shrek again. I remember when you watch Shrek, you see this face in the mirror. And the face has all those expressions. By the way, if you'd like to donate to this channel, I have a link in the description, and it would be much appreciated. I have a link in this description. I used to have a lot of links, but I think that confused people. It might be a conflict of interest, If I'm trying to entertain people and I'm selling certain items, it might be a conflict of interest. Who can go wrong with donations? A donation is all profit. You don't have to, because in business, you have to buy something and then you have to mark it up and then you have to add taxes. Yeah, you have to buy the object. Like if I were to sell fart guns, I'd pay for the fart gun and then I'd have to mark it up and then I'd have to add sales tax to it. So it's like, cut out all that and just donate, You know exactly what you're paying, you know exactly what you're paying. You're paying $5. That's it. And you know what? Even if I give somebody $5, it still feels good. It feels good to give $5, because you're helping someone and they appreciate it. I remember when I was doing fundraising, somebody would drop in a $5 bill, they would drop in a couple of dollars. And I say, wow, that feels good. It feels good because they had the faith to donate. After they had the faith to donate, they are helping someone. They are helping someone immediately. You know what? Crows are really smart. Crows, what they do if they see a glass of water that's half full, they keep dropping pebbles into that glass until the water level rises, and then they can take a drink. If you help someone, you're helping yourself too, because you get a blessing when you give to someone. And I like doing that too. The offering plate. Just $3. To you, it's no big deal, but man, $3 combined with like a congregation full of people, that can actually help. Like one time our pipes busted, and my mom went to her church, and they gave us some money so that we can get our pipe, so we could pay the water bill, because the water bill was crazy. We had left for Christmas, or to a Christmas get together at our brother's house. Yeah, we left to our brother's house for a Christmas get together, and while we were gone, the temperature dropped considerably, and it busted our pipes. So the whole time we were gone, the water was flooding the yard under the house, and we needed like $300 to cover that fiasco, to pay for our mistake. And the church granted us that money, and it was a big help. So think of it like that. When you donate, your little bit of money you give goes a long way. You're combining it with all these other people. You're combining that money with other people's giving. I know that when I say somebody is trying to raise money, buy candy, they're selling candy bars or they're selling popcorn. And you just walk up and you buy candy bars, you buy popcorn, you pay for a ticket, you know. I don't want to name drop, but you go to see somebody in a concert and you pay your $30 or whatever for the ticket. Your $30 contributed to them being able to do what they do. Let's go have a honeymoon in New York, says the bird. Then he crashed into the floor. That doesn't sound like a happy ending. You know what, Walt Disney, he would change stories so that they would have happy endings, you know. Because if you look at those like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, Pinocchio, all these stories, Peter Pan, he gave his own version of the story to where it had a happy ending. He always believed that stories should end with a happy ending, you know. And that's pretty much us. Isn't it funny that Walt Disney called his employees Imagineers? And Neville Goddard talks about imagination. God is the imagination. If we just start imagining what life would be like if we were rich, if we imagine what it would be like if we have everything we need. That's what I've learned about the subconscious mind. You have to put it in the present tense and how you feel about it. It feels good to have. That's how we could word our sentences. It feels good to have, because then you're coupling what you feel with what you're imagining, and that kind of charges it up. So now you have the imagination and how you feel. I'm sort of like Popeye. I'm talking like Popeye. You know what? If you preach, was it Heinrich Himmler? He said if you say something loud enough and long enough, the people will believe it. And that's where it all begins, with the belief. If you say something long enough and loud enough, the people will believe it. And that's what we need to be doing. Say it long and loud, repeat, because the subconscious does respond to repetitiveness. I always keep hearing that. It keeps, repeating. Because it takes like 21 days to change a habit, to change a behavior. 21 days. So that's a lot of repeating long and loud what your wish is. Don't say I wish because it makes it vague. Say I have, and say it long enough and loud enough to where it become to where you believe it. Say it long enough and loud enough to where you believe it. And then once you believe it, it's a no-brainer. It's on autopilot after that. It feels good to have all the money I need. And kind of say it like that. I've been learning a lot about how you should speak to your subconscious, because it's always listening. It's always listening. Whether you say something good or bad or ugly, your subconscious starts to go to work on it. You begin creating. You're creating all the time. People think it's hard to manifest. It's not. It's something you do naturally. Manifesting is something you do naturally. You do it without even thinking about it. As you are voicing your command. Ajna. Ajna means to command. We are basically commanding the universe every time we think, every time we speak, every time we act, every time we think, speak, and do anything. We are commanding the universe. I am tired. You're going to be tired. I am broke. You're evoking that. I am broke. If you say I am broke, you're stating a fact to your subconscious. And the universe is just following your commands. Abracadabra. I keep reminding myself, abracadabra means I create as I speak. Abracadabra means I create as I speak. So don't say I am broke, because that's a command. Ajna, it's a command, and abracadabra. So you have the ajna factor, you have the abracadabra factor. I create as I speak, and ajna, your third eye, your ajna chakra, is your command chakra. Whatever you're looking at, you're commanding it. If you look into Shiva, the story of Shiva, when he opens his eye, he can create and destroy, I think how it goes. That's how powerful we are, but they don't tell us that. They don't tell us that because they want to keep you vibrating at a lower frequency so you can be controlled, so you can be manipulated, so you can have false hopes. Your hopes can be crushed because you believe that you're not in control. You believe that you're not in command. So things happen. And that makes you feel scared, depressed, worried, upset. And you vibrate at a lower frequency, which makes you weak. It makes you weak and tired and hopeless. Oh, look, I got a little ant. A little ant just appeared. Am I holding my hand up high enough? I don't know. What's happening here? There's my hand. There we go. There we go. There's a little ant. I'm trying to show you an ant, and it keeps. Oh well. I guess you believe me. There's an ant on my hand, on my wrist. There was an ant on my wrist, and I was trying to show it to you. But then I lose track of where the lens. That's the lens of the camera. And here I am trying to show you something, and I'm not raising my hand up high enough. I think that's what it is this awakening. Buddha means awakened one. And I think a lot of us are awakening to these things. We were on autopilot because we were all hypnotized. We were all hypnotized. A lie only works if you believe it. A lie only, I just came up with that. I just came up with that. A lie only works if you believe it. If you believe it, then you start getting those results. So it's a matter of realizing you could be lied to. It could be you're being lied to. Once you realize that it could be you're being lied to. Once you realize that, then you can start to test reality, test what you've been told, study it. Don't just take things for granted. Don't just take things for whatever, and realize, remember ajna, which means to command. Ajna means to command, and abracadabra means I create as I speak. And remember the law of vibration, or the principle of vibration. The principle of vibration. And that's scientific fact now. I mean, like I said, they made a chart. I think you could look it up. There's a chart they made that shows you the frequency of each emotion. The lower you vibrate, if you vibrate at a lower frequency, you then have more or less power. So again, you can't keep a good man down. That's what they say. You can't keep a good man down. You know what? It's because he's vibrating at a higher frequency. He's stronger. He's more resilient. Plants even, water, water holds a memory. Things vibrate. When they vibrate at different frequencies, they render a better image. They render a more beautiful image when they vibrate at a higher frequency. And how you vibrate at a higher frequency is stop everything, stop your thinking, stop your speaking, stop your feeling. Get to where you don't feel anything. Get to where you don't speak anything. Get to where you don't feel anything, speak anything, or think anything. Because a thought has a vibration also. A memory, I think I said that already. A memory has a vibration. So whatever memory you're holding on to, if it's not a happy memory, if it's not a motivating memory, because I get motivated to go to the zoo, I get motivated to go to Six Flags, I get excited about watching a movie, I get excited about spending time with my friends, about going to the park. So think thoughts like that, and you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed the direction your life takes. I get excited about doing these streams. Before I do the streams and as I'm doing the stream, I get excited and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. I like those songs. Doing all right, getting good grades, the future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. I'm doing all right. Things are getting great and they're only getting better. I'm doing all right, getting good grades. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. I wish I could remember the name of that song. That's the words to the song. Things are getting great and they're only getting better. I'm doing all right, getting good grades. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. That's what I need to do, is these songs that I remember, try to find them and then put links to them. Do it all right, getting good grades. The future's so bright. Just singing a song raises your vibration. So as soon as you feel depressed, as soon as you feel afraid or hopeless, stop everything. Stop, because you have to catch yourself, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Stop everything. Stop thinking, stop speaking, stop feeling. Until you hit ground zero again, until you ground yourself out. Once you're grounded, you don't feel anything, you don't think anything, you don't speak anything. Then you begin, because creating is just a matter of beginning. You take a walk by beginning. Take a walk. You get yourself a cup of tea by beginning. You just begin. That's what they told my brother in the Marine Corps. The drill instructors would say, just begin, just begin. They'd start yelling, just begin. We're going to the sand pit. Just begin, just begin. That would be a good mantra to remind you of everything. A good mantra would be, just begin. We're going to the sand pit. They would do this. That would symbolize you doing bends and thrusts or burpees. I think you know what burpees are. The drill instructors would just start doing this, and that's you doing burpees, doing bends and thrusts are good for us. Do-da. I got to do this right. Do-da, do-da. Bends and thrusts are good for us. And the drill instructor would just start doing this. That means you get on your face and you start doing burpees. Just begin, just begin. And then they say, lock your disgusting body. Just lock your disgusting body. There's an airplane. And that's what you do. I think that will help. That'll help a lot. Airplane. Big airplane. Airplanes and bumblebees. That's all I see today. Airplanes and bumblebees. Big bumblebees. The size of Concord grapes. Yeah, so if ever you feel depressed, if ever you feel frustrated, if ever you feel hopeless, stop everything. Because remember, you're always creating. Congratulations, you already know how to create. You already know how to manifest. It's just a matter of what are you manifesting. If you're feeling sad, stop thinking, stop speaking, stop doing, stop feeling until you feel good. Close your eyes and breathe. Close your eyes and breathe. And then just start saying, it feels good. And you'll be amazed what happens. It feels good. Say it just like that. It feels good. Everything has worked out, everything. That's what Abraham Hicks says. Everything's always working out for me. Repeat that to yourself. Loud and long. Loud enough and long enough. Loud enough and long enough, Repeat it long enough and loud enough. It feels good. It feels good to have. That way you're putting yourself in the present tense. It feels good to have. And you'll be amazed. You start watching things come easier to you. You start watching things change to your favor because you're always creating. You're always creating. Congratulations, you already know how to create. You already know how to manifest. You just have to first wake up and realize you're at the wheel. You're at the wheel. Oh my God, you're at the wheel. Grab the wheel, grab the reins, grab the scepter. That's what the Count of Saint Germain, if you go to my community page, yeah, go to my channel, click on community. Yeah, go to my channel, click on community, and then scroll down and you'll see the Golden Book of Saint Germain. In the Golden Books, it's an audio book. You can listen to that while you're driving, while you're folding laundry or whatever, or not folding laundry. Maybe you don't fold laundry. And he talks about, first of all, the I am. He talks about grasping the scepter. Grasping the scepter, because a scepter is great power. And a lot of us are just not grasping the scepter. We're not aware of how powerful we are. We're not aware. We are not aware that we're so powerful. Was that Ace Ventura 2? I was unaware that the Wachutus were biters. I was aware the Wachutus were biters. Keep getting that itch at the tip of my nose. I wonder what that means. They say if your palm itches, you're going to come into some money. Like Bewitched, she twinkles her nose. And that's how her power is activated. Her power is activated when she does that. Elizabeth Montgomery in Bewitched. Something tried to land on my head. So I guess everyone has gone away. They've gone away. But I'm not going to take it personally. I think it's time to do the fart gun. I've heard of stand-up comedians. Maybe I can be a sit-down salesman. Stand-up comedians and sit-down salesmen. All I really need is a table in my merchandise. That way I can meet people, talk to people, and they can buy my merchandise. I'd have to sell some things that are on my websites. So I could say, hey, you can buy it on my website. Here's some things that are on my website. Hello! Hello! Shaving cream. Whipped cream. A pie fight. I am the result of a pie fight. I am the result of a pie fight. Well, I got all this work and I only got one like. That's what we can do together. We can start creating a world we'd like to live in. Because I believe we live in different worlds. We live in the world that was created for us by people who hate us, by people who just want us to get up and go to work so they can make money. And then there's the world you create. Like right now, I'm just sitting here in front of a camera, that's almost about to lose power. I need to get more power packs, more of these power juice packs. This one is fully charged. Yeah, I always try to do that right after a stream. I plug in my power packs. I think people sound crazy at first until you start trying. I think that's what Mark Twain A man with an idea is a damn fool until he's proven otherwise. A man with an idea is a damn fool until he's proven otherwise. So I guess people start seeing me as a damn fool until they start trying these techniques. Try these techniques. Isn't it wonderful? That's another thing. Isn't it wonderful? Neville Goddard says, keep saying, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that things are going my way? Isn't it? Because that's a good command to give to the universe. Isn't it wonderful that things are going my way? I always get what I want. I always, because that's another way of people say, I always, you always, they start out with that. You always do that. You're always late, That's another command that you're giving. And it's happening. That's another command. Wow, that's the second time I've been sitting here. Today just must be siren day. 4:00. It's 1600 Eastern Standard Time. It should be 1300 because we spring forward. I'm really angry about that. It upsets rhythms. It upsets natural rhythms. Because there's a time when we normally get up, we adjust. It's the mass hypnosis, I believe. I believe they do that on purpose. Mass hypnosis. They call it a pattern interrupt. It's a pattern interrupt. There's this induction, it's a hypnotic induction called a handshake introduction. It's called the handshake introduction, and it is a you put somebody in hypnosis by doing a pattern interrupt. Like when you put your hand out for somebody to slap your hand and you jerk away and you do this. You put your hand out and they go to slap your hand and you do this. That's a pattern interrupt because they're relying on a pattern. They're assuming a pattern. And when you interrupt that pattern, that you can say sleep, sleep, and they go into trance. And I believe that's like a grand pattern interrupt. When they say, okay, it's 9:00 now. It's not 8:00. It's 9:00 now. And we're all thinking, and who doesn't forget about daylight savings time? The days are still the same. The days of the week, the days of the year, the days of the week, days of the month, days of the year, they're all the same. They're always the same. And someone has to remind you that it's 9:00 now. It's not 8:00. Get up, get to work. Get up, get to work. It's not 9:00. It's 8:00. And then you go, oh shit, I got to be at work. I'm an hour late. They say that causes heart attacks. That causes accidents. It's like, really, who should be responsible for that? That daylight savings time? Who should be responsible for those heart attacks? Who should be responsible for those heart attacks and those car accidents that they caused because they jumped the clock ahead an hour. They jumped the clock ahead an hour. So now you're an hour late for work because you forgot to set your clock. A bomb goes off and it wasn't supposed to because it's an hour ahead. That actually happens. I was talking about that yesterday. These terrorists, they put together a bomb, and then they went to set the timer, and they forgot it was daylight savings time. That was a real one. Oh my God! I did that I caught that on live TV. I had to force it out. Isn't that what they say in the UK? Better out than in. Better out than in. I actually farted on live TV. Oh my God! I thought Larry King did that. I thought only Larry King did that. God rest his soul. Wow, I'm talking about a dead guy. I'm talking about a guy who passed away. thought only Larry King farted on live TV. A lot of people fart on live TV, news reporters, because you know when you got to fart. If you don't, you're going to blow up. You're going to cause some internal damage. You're going to cause some internal damage if you don't fart. You're going to rupture something. Oh my God, this is a pivotal moment, isn't it? It's like a landmark of my career. I farted on live. I don't know if you even heard that. Oh well. If you don't say anything, it's like that elevator joke. Two men were in an elevator. One of them farted. They both know who did it. Fart jokes. There we go. Fart jokes. We are telling fart jokes. Better out than in. I hope you forgive me for that. I would forgive someone, because I understand. I understand if you don't fart, you're going to cause some damage to yourself. You're going to rupture. You're going to strain. You're going to stretch something in there. Your whole gastrointestinal system. You could probably, anyways. But I digress. Pardon the pun, but I digress. It's such a pretty day today. This is like a spring day. It's March. I think March begins spring. March or April. Oh, wow. Feeling lightheaded. Why am I feeling lightheaded? I had breakfast. I had more than breakfast. I ate some turkey bacon, some eggs, turkey bacon, eggy wigs. I always stop when I hear birds. I stop for the birds. So pretty. I stop for birds. I stop for birds. I look like Julius. I look like Caesar, one of the Caesars. There we go. I guess the bird's done. I love stopping to listen to birds. I love to stop and smell the flowers. I am successful. It's funny how the subconscious does not discriminate. Whatever you're saying, it just obeys your commands. If you're having a shitty day, stop thinking shitty thoughts. If you're having a tough day, just stop everything. It's like you're tuning into a different station, If you don't like what you're watching on television, you change the channel, you find what you want to watch. It's kind of neat once you learn how the universe works. You're not in the universe, you're part of the universe. You're in command. You're left in command. God created all this and left you in command. The story of Adam and Eve, He left Adam and Eve in command. He created the universe and then left you in command. Think about that for a while. People are going to war. People are suffering. People are suffering in many ways. God created the world and left you in command. He left you in charge. He left you in charge. Now, stop everything. Stop thinking. Stop speaking. Stop feeling. Just sit there in the void. Sit your ass down in the void. Sit your ass down in the void and enjoy the void. Just enjoy the void. And then go, okay, now that I'm watching a new channel, what do I want this channel to contain? What do I want this channel to show me? And then go from there. Because congratulations, you're already creating You're already manifesting. It's just a matter of what you're manifesting. Am I manifesting that pretty bird? Yes, I'm manifesting that pretty bird. I hope you can hear that bird. It's like I'm in the wild animal park. I think when I was a kid in Georgia, there was a place called Cheehaw Wild Animal Park, or Cheehaw Wild Animal Park. That's what I remember it as. It was so nice to go there. It was this kind of atmosphere. I'm not cold. I'm not getting rained on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You're already creating. You're already manifesting. You just need to pay attention to what you're manifesting. Because what's weird is you can create scenarios. If you're worried about something, you're creating the whole scenario that confirms it. They call it self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy. You're 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 experiencing a prophecy that's self-fulfilled. Congratulations. You already know how to create. You already know how to manifest. Just stop everything and then enjoy the void. Enjoy the void. Just close your eyes and enjoy the void. Because the earth was without form and void, if you remember, in the old book, the earth was without form and void. And then God began to speak. And then God said, I heard a preacher say that one time. He said, God's words in our mouth are just as powerful as they are in his mouth. Think about that for a while. God's words in your mouth are just as powerful as they are in his mouth. And if you remember, know ye not that you are the temple of God and the Spirit of God dwells within you? So actually, God is using your mouth to speak. Are you going to blaspheme God by speaking the wrong stuff? Are you going to blaspheme God by speaking evil? That's what the Navajos say. Be careful not to speak evil because you're saying a prayer to the evil one. When you speak evil, you're saying a prayer to the evil one. Remember that. I like to repeat things because the subconscious pays attention. When you say things more than once, the subconscious pays attention to what you're saying. That's why they want you to watch the news over and over again. You're getting that shit coming in, and then you're just responding to shit, that shit that you just turned on when you turned on the TV or turned on the radio, that shit that's coming in. That's when you take lemons and make lemonade. You take lemons. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So when the shit starts to come in, remember what they do is on them. What you do is karma. Like the Buddha said, we will not be punished for our thoughts. We will be punished by our thoughts. And it makes sense, what you're thinking about. If you're thinking about, oh, I got to go to work tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be another shitty day. That's what you're commanding. You're commanding a shitty day. If you're thinking about a shitty day, your imagination is in play. You're thinking about and imagining a shitty day. And then you have a shitty day. Congratulations. You already know how to create. So if you do this, stop thinking, stop feeling, stop acting, stop doing, and enjoy the void. Just enjoy the void. And then begin Say, you know what? It's a good day today. Yesterday was kind of good too. It's a good day today. I'm probably going to meet Howard. Howard's a good guy. I'm going to meet Francis. Francis is or Franny. Franny, as we call her. Franny. She's such a good girl. She always brightens my day. And then the ajna kicks in. You're seeing with your third eye. The ajna kicks in. And then you see Franny. You see Franny, and she brightens your day. You see the fresh pot of coffee. Because you're looking for the fresh pot of coffee. You're looking for the fresh pot of coffee. You're looking for Franny. You're looking for Howard. You see Howard. Howard gives you a high five. Howard points to the box of donuts. You see what you're looking for. That's what's interesting. The observer effect. You see what you're looking for. The observer effect, which is the ajna, the command. Ajna means to command. You're commanding your reality. Whatever you see, you commanded that, And that's how it can unfold. You're already creating. Creating happens like that. Creation happens like that, So when you get up, they say right when you get up, that's a perfect time to hypnotize yourself. The perfect time to hypnotize yourself is right when you get up. So right when you get up, you say, wow, look at that weather out there. Look at those birds. Hear those birds. They sound great. And when you look at birds singing, you see birds singing. When you wave at your neighbor and your neighbor waves back, that's what you see. You're creating that. And just say, wow, I created that. I created that. And if ever you start to doubt, stop everything. Stop everything. If you start to doubt, stop thinking, stop doing, stop feeling, and enjoy the void, because everything starts from the void. Once we tap into the void and realize that the void is an endless source, it's an endless source. The universe is an endless source. It's endless. You can always add one number, Here I am sitting in the dark as these bees hover around me. The Navajo talk about the beauty way. That kind of goes along with what I'm saying. The beauty way. Beauty in front of me, beauty behind me, beauty to the left of me, beauty to the right of me. And don't speak evil. Because again, do you really want to pray to the evil one? When you speak evil, you're praying to the evil one. And guess who's granting your wishes? The evil one. So speak of good things, My mom is going to be fine. They're going to take care of her abscess, and she's going to be fine. My mom is fine. This day is beautiful. See, you're speaking abracadabra. I create as I speak. You're speaking something that makes you rise your vibration. You should do your own studies. That'd be cool. You find out for yourself, yeah, this sadness causes an ugly looking rendering, of vibration that's really ugly. This sadness, this anger causes a different. That's why I believe people get diseases, because their cellular memory, cellular memory. They say when they do transplants, you get the memories of the person. Like if you get a heart from someone, you get their cravings, you get their behaviors, you get their talents. It's like you got your emotional memory, and it's all one. You can't separate your emotions from your body. That emotional vibration is causing you to get sick. It's causing you to have hypertension. That lower vibration, it's causing you to have uh, poor vision, aches and pains. Aches and pains. Sometimes doctors don't even know where these aches and pains come from. They're like phantom, they just, and I think it's because of these memories. Let go of these memories, because memories, they have a vibration. Those vibrations affect your body. I think once I get that video, I'm going to find that video again and post it on my community channel. And you'll be able to see, they label it. They label these vibrations like anger, hatred, and you watch the shape of these vibrations. They actually make you sick just looking at them, looking at anger and sadness and the vibration of sadness. Again, if you're feeling sad, it's because you're thinking of something that makes you sad. Ajna, it means to command. You know what? Today's a Saturday. I'm going to go to the park. I'm going to watch people walk their dogs. Today's Wednesday. I'm just going to sit here and breathe. Today's Wednesday. I'm not working today. I'm not working right now. So I could just look out over the lawn and see that pretty green color, watch all the flowers and the bumblebees. That's changing my vibration. That's causing me to vibrate at a higher vibration. That's the one that Hermes really emphasizes, is the principle of vibration. The one he really emphasized was the principle. Once you understand the principle of vibration, the doors will fly open. You will master the universe. Something along those lines. And it takes a while. You got to keep studying this stuff, studying cause and effect. That's another principle, another Hermetic principle. Cause and effect. Is the cause coming from without or the cause coming from within? Because remember, what they do is on them. What you do is karma. You can do something to better the situation. If somebody farts in the coffee shop, just get up and walk out until the smell goes away. If somebody yells out your name wrong, make a joke out of it. Laugh at it. Don't get upset. Don't get upset because they said your name wrong. If somebody keeps staring at you, give them a wave. Smile and wave. And then they'll realize they're staring at you. Some people, I've noticed, I don't realize I'm staring at somebody. There was a woman I saw. She looked like Jennifer Love Hewitt. I mean, wow. I thought I was looking at Jennifer Love Hewitt. And I got the balls, I guess the courage, to walk up to this woman and say, "You look like Jennifer Love Hewitt." And she kind of blushed. She didn't say anything, which leads me to believe she might have been Jennifer Love Hewitt. She might have been. She might have been. I was just in California and I was sitting at these tables waiting for my order, I guess. And I look over and I saw this girl and I started looking at her. And she looks like Jennifer Love Hewitt. I mean, wow. And I don't know what possessed me, but I walked up to her and I said, "You look like Jennifer Love Hewitt." And she didn't say anything. She just smiled and kind of blushed, or not blushed. She did one of those. Anyway, so that happened. And so, and then I saw a guy who looked like Gene Wilder. I was at Taco Bell. And I looked over and I saw this guy sitting there by himself at a table, at a booth. and he looked like Gene Wilder. And I think it might have been before he passed away, because this was back in the late 80s, I think before the 90s. Yeah, of course, before the 90s. This guy was sitting at Taco Bell in a booth, and he looked like Gene Wilder. So maybe I saw two celebrities. That's what celebrity means. It means celebrated. They all celebrated. But I did meet some real stars. I didn't meet Lou Ferrigno. I saw Lou Ferrigno. I saw him. He was at some kind of a comic book signing at the California State Fair. Wow, these bees are attacking each other. Did you hear that? There were two bees attacking each other, big bumblebees, just warring it out, battling it out. They almost hit me in the head. Who else did I see? Chris Kattan. He was on the How About Arden. There was I think it was a Punch Line or something like that. The How About Arden Shopping Center. There was a comedy club in the How About Arden Shopping Center. I saw Kevin Nealon there. Kevin Nealon, I saw him there too, at the How About Arden Shopping Center. He was on Arden Way at the How About Arden Shopping Center. That's how I remember things. I say things weirder. That's how I can talk better when I talk like this. How about Arden Shopping Center on Arden Way in Sacramento, California? Who else did I see there? I saw quite a few comedians there. I saw Tom Green. He was at Tommy T's. I forget where Tommy T's was. Tommy T's. He was doing a stand-up show, and I spoke with him briefly. I went backstage. He had some merch, and I purchased a T-shirt of his, and he autographed it. He autographed the T-shirt, and I don't have it right now because T-shirts wear out after a while. And I guess what you do when you get a T-shirt is you frame it. I'm hearing birds again. They're getting I think you can hear them. You can hear those. That's this will be my signal. When I hear a bird really chirping, I'm going to just do this, because the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. This is the sign of silence. The sign of silence. There's the birdie. We're 1 minute and 23 seconds. No, 1 hour and 23 minutes. 1 hour and 23 minutes into the show. Who else did I see? Most of the celebrities I've seen. Oh, Carrot Top. I watched one of his concerts at the California State Fair. Carrot Top. Weird Al Yankovic. He also played there at the California State Fair. Vanessa Hutchins. She played at the California State Fair. Let me know what celebrities you've seen. Well, let me know in the comments. What celebrities have you seen? Then we can be like in the celebrity encounter group. We're in the celebrity encounter group. I got to change this. I'm down to 1 dot. There we go. Power up. I have 2 of these. Nano juice. When I get thirsty, I have nano juice. Nano juice. I'm not advertising anything. I need to stop that. I think I'm an advertiser by nature. By nature, I like to advertise. But if I'm not getting paid to do it, I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't advertise unless I'm getting paid, because then I'm cheating myself. I am self-cheating. So I guess a single solitary people are popping in and they're leaving, but I'm not going to take that personally. Ugh. I'm not going to take that personally. When people pop in and then just go away without even saying hello or goodbye, I'm not going to take that personally. Boy, those bees are going at each other. They're like they're like aggressive. Those big black bees, the size of Concord grapes. But that's part of springtime. In the springtime, the only pretty ring time, birds sing, hey ding, a ding, sweet lovers love the spring. I got to breathe once in a while. I realize I'm not breathing. Oh, I can play flute. This is a song that doesn't end. It just goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was. And we'll just sing forever just because this is a song that doesn't end. It just goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was. And we'll just keep on singing it forever just because. I think that's how it goes. Ah, that itch. What the hell? I keep that itch until my nose turns red. And it's not all the time. It just happens randomly. You know what that could be? The Greeks believe that when you sneeze, the gods were watching out for you. I think that's how it goes. When you sneeze, the gods are watching out for you. Or they say a spirit is walking through you. I remember there was a Ricky Gervais, there was a movie with Ricky Gervais where whenever a spirit walked through them, they would sneeze. So maybe I have a spirit trying to contact me when my nose begins to itch. When my nose begins to itch. I have a twitch. Then my nose begins to then my nose begins to itch. Why is my flute not working today? There we go. It's a matter of blowing softly. I'm gonna see if I can charm that bee that's flying over there. There's a bee hovering. I'm gonna see if I can charm it. I think a lady was playing a violin and a deer was listening to her sing or play her instrument. I can talk. Hey, that sounds pretty good. if I just sat somewhere in a public place in the shade and then had a handkerchief, had an handkerchief, and put my top hat on the handkerchief and just sat there with my hat on a handkerchief. Meine haben, ich habe eine haben, ich habe eine haben. Put meine haben on a handkerchief and sit in a chair and see if people will drop money, play play pleasant flute music, say, I'm not drinking, play, let's do that again, and play pleasant flute music, play pleasant flute music. I can say that. Pleasant flute music, and see if someone will put money in my hat and make a video of it. But I have to find someone who has a camera so they can put it on a tripod and I will play pleasant flute music and see if someone gives me money when I do that. Maybe you can donate. That's how I could do this. I could be like an online street performer. I'll play music, and if you like what I play, you can donate. In the description, there is a donate link. There is a donate link in the description. And if you like what I play, my harmonica or my jaw harp or my flute, you can donate. That's what I can do. I can be an online street performer. Anyone who watches this video, if they like what I do, they can donate. They can donate generously. It'll be helping me. You'll be helping me because I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't sleep with 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 lots of women. I don't pay women to sleep with me. So that money will go to my bills. It will go to my interacting. I'll be able to go places. I can film from those places. I can do streams in far off places. I'm just sitting here in the quiet. I'm enjoying the void. We can enjoy the void. Just don't think. You can think, but be careful what you think. Be careful, little mind, what you think. Be careful, little mind, what you think. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little mind, what you think. Careful, little mouth, what you say. Be careful, little mouth, what you say. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little mouth, what you say. Those are very good lessons. Be careful, little hands, what you do. Be careful, little hands, what you do. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little hands, what you do. Be careful, little feet, where you go. Be careful, little feet, where you go. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little feet, where you go. I got to really pay attention to what I'm saying because I mess up sometimes. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. We could use all the, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Be careful, little ears, what you hear. Be careful, for the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little ears, what you hear. We can go through, we can cover all the five senses. Be careful, little hands, what you touch. Be careful, little hands, what you touch. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little hands, what you touch. Be sure you wash your hands, kids. Be careful. Careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little nose, what you smell. Be careful, little nose, what you smell. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little nose, what you smell. Be careful, little lungs, what you inhale. Be careful, little lungs, what you inhale. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little lungs, what you inhale. Be careful, little veins, what you shoot. Be careful, little veins, what you shoot. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little veins, what you shoot. Be careful, little nose, what you snort. Be careful, little nose, what you snort. I'm making myself laugh. I'm making myself laugh. Be careful, little nose, what you snort. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little nose, what you snort. Be careful, little fist, who you punch. Be careful, little fist, who you punch. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little fist, who you punch. I'm not picking my nose, I'm pointing at my brain. I'm not picking my nose, I'm pointing at my brain. Quit picking your nose. Quit picking your nose. Ah, wow. I need to move over into the shade. Oh, I can feel the sun. Ah, it's burning my face. I should put on a hat. I didn't know the sun was going to do that. I should have put on a hat. I didn't know the sun was going to do that. I should have put on a hat. Maybe I should move over into the, get into the shade. Get into the shade. Hi, Mom. It's only now. What's happening is only now. It's not forever. Mommy's watching me. Hi, Mommy. Mommy's pooping the dog. Poop the dog. The game is called Poop the Dog. Poop the dog. Let the dog come out into the yard so he can poop, so he can make a poo poo. I have one like. Someone cared enough to give a like. When you care enough to give a like. That's why this guy, he dresses up like a bush and he scares people. It's kind of funny to watch. He's sitting in a pot, in a big planter, I guess, planter pot. And people walk by and he goes, boo. When I was in San Francisco many years ago, a guy would just sit behind a branch. It's like, why is this guy? Oh, there's a guy. He's holding up a branch. And he would scare people. It's like, are you not paying attention to the guy holding up a branch? You're just walking by. He doesn't even need to hold up a branch. If you don't notice a guy sitting there, you get what you deserve. If you don't notice a guy sitting there, it's like you deserve to be startled or scared because you just weren't paying attention. He's sitting there in a chair and he's got a branch. People walk by and he goes, boo, spaghetti. Like that Tim Heidecker. Spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti. I think, Mom, how are you? You doing good? All right, good. Of course he did. We all have to go to the bathroom.
I did too.
Just not right now. Yeah. It's on the installment plan. We shit on the installment plan. Sometimes I feel like I'm shitting for two people. I take a shit and then 5 or 10 minutes later, I have to go again. I'm shitting on the installment plan. Wouldn't it be nice if you could advance shit? Like if you're going on a really long ride, a really long road trip, or you're 35,000 feet up in the air, you could just take advanced shits. I'm shitting for tomorrow. I'm shitting for the next day. And then you can shit for like the whole week. Take 5 shits and you're covered for the week. You can just like, so when you're pedaling your bicycle on a long trip, I feel sorry for people who are on bicycles and they're just going down the bike trail. There's no bathroom at all. I would like to invent that if I could. If I could, I would invent the advanced ASP, advanced shit program. You can sign up for the advanced shit program. Take 5 shits and you're done for the week. You could take a long bike ride. You could take a long car ride, a long walk. Oh my God, could you imagine that? You're taking a long walk and all of a sudden you have to take a crap. You have to crap. There's nowhere to crap. In your backpack, you could have like a couple of rolls of toilet paper. Couple of rolls toilet paper. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? You're like, hey, I got 5 blocks. I'm going to be walking for at least 15 minutes to an hour. You never know when you're going to have to take a crap. You never know. It just hits you. It's like, pow, I got to go now. And you're in the city. You're in the city and they say, sorry, no restroom here. Whose fault would that be? Whose fault would that be that there are no... It's like, I got to crap now. Sorry, our restrooms are not for customers. You can't not shit. You can't not shit. You've got to shit. There's nothing that can save you now. You should have signed up for the advanced shit program. A guy could walk around with a bucket, a bucket with they have these seats. They have toilet seats that snap onto your 5-gallon bucket. They have these seats. They snap on. I used to have one. I don't know what happened to it. It was a toilet seat that you snap onto a 5-gallon bucket. That's a good idea. You're walking, if you're going on a long walk, sorry, I burped and farted in the same show. You know what? I would totally have forgiveness if I saw a guy pull over, get out of his car, and just start shitting. He pulls over, just nicely, courteously, pulls over to the side of the road, gets out of his car, and just drops trowel and starts shitting. I would have total forgiveness. If I were a judge, I'd say, I understand. No penalty. No penalty. If the guy had like in his trunk, he would have some toilet paper just ready, at the ready. He gets out of the car, pops the trunk, walks over and just starts shitting. It's like, I would totally have forgiveness for that man or woman, you know. Women might be a little apprehensive about it because, you know, they don't want people watching them. Be careful, little mouth, what you say. Be careful, little mouth, what you say. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful. That's a cool song to sing to yourself. If you're waiting in line, you're waiting in line, you know, you got your dental floss, you got your shaving razors, you got your bag of candy. You're just waiting in line at Walgreens, and an old lady pulls out her checkbook, starts writing a check. Then she wants to know if she can have cash over. Can I write this check for over? You can just give me cash. So that's what ATMs are for, old lady. You're standing in line, enjoying your day. Then you just say, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Be careful, little ears, what you hear. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little ears, what you hear. And then start singing it and see if who will join you. Who will join me for this song while we're all waiting in line? While we're all waiting in line. Or at the traffic light. You're at the traffic light. Your windows are rolled up. Your air conditioner is on and working. Waiting for the light to change. All they see is your mouth moving. They just see you moving. Your mouth is moving. Oh, he's listening to the radio. Oh, he's really liking that song. Be careful, little nose, what you snort. Be careful, little nose, what you snort. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little nose, what you snort. You could probably get some laughs, I'm pretty sure. You're at the movies, you know, you're at the concession stand. There's like 3 people ahead of you. You got your popcorn. No, you haven't ordered your popcorn yet. You're just standing there with the glee that comes with waiting for your popcorn, the happiness that comes from waiting for your popcorn, your extra butter popcorn or whatever, and then your Coca-Cola or whatever you drink. And then you just start singing. Somebody might look back and laugh at you, laugh with you, hopefully. Maybe they'll join in. Be careful, little hands, what you touch. Be careful, little hands, what you touch. For the Father up above. Oh, thank you, God. It was hot and now it's cool. There's a cool breeze blowing. A cloud just blocked the sun. A cloud just blocked the sun. And now it is cool. I no longer have my face is not getting redder now. Be careful, little hands, what you touch. Be careful, little hands, what you touch. For the Father up above. And sing it with that voice too. Sing it with that voice. And see who judges you. Be careful, little hands, what you touch. Be careful, little hands, what you touch. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little hands, what you touch. Be careful, little feet, where you step. Be careful, little feet, where you step. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little feet, where you step. Oh, those bees are, anyways. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I'm enjoying myself. We're almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. That's a lot of watch time. That'll be a lot of watch time. And if you watch this far, God bless you. If you stuck it out this far, hopefully you're getting some laughs. Be careful, little feet, where you step. Be careful, little feet, where you step. Who's that? Flanders? That sounds like Flanders. careful, little feet, where you step. Be careful, little feet, where you step. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little feet, where you step. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh man, I get that mental image, a poor guy just pulling off to the side of the road. And he goes to his trunk, he pops his trunk and he just grabs a roll of toilet paper and a copy of Swimsuit Issue, Sports Illustrated. You say, I know what he's going to do. I already know what he's going to do. And then you just wish him Godspeed, Or like you're waiting at a red light and there's just a line of traffic. There's just stop and go traffic. The guy doesn't have time to pull over. I would totally forgive him. You're stuck in traffic, The guy just stops his car. What was that show with? It was Falling Down. Remember Falling Down? Michael Douglas. Yeah. Robert Duvall, Michael Douglas. Robert Duvall was the one that said, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Robert Duvall. Yeah. Robert Duvall, Michael Douglas in I just said it. I just said the damn title of the movie. Falling Down. Yeah. He just gets mad and gets out of his car and leaves it there. He leaves it there with all that traffic. His license plate said defense. And that's how they found him. They did a lot of cool investigative work, good detective work. They met up with him at the pier. So right before he said goodbye to his girlfriend or his wife, his ex-wife and his daughter, he was trying to talk to his daughter because it was his birthday. And the guy played like he was going to shoot him. He pretended like he was going to shoot the cop. Robert Duvall just pulls out his gun and wastes him. And he said, I would have got you. But yeah, just like in that movie, just like in Falling Down, the guy were to just stop his car, not cause any accidents, just stop his car, get out, go to the trunk. I would totally forgive him. Because you know what? You got to shit. You got to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Pardon the pun. You get out and he just squats. He just squats. And you see everything he had for lunch, everything he had for breakfast, depending on what time of day it was. Everything. You see it all just coming out. I like that cork sound. Sometimes I'll go to the public restroom. I'll walk in. The guy steps into the stall, sits down to get ready, and closes the stall, sits down, and you hear this. It's like because it's just coming out, and there's a little air in there. He's just burping it. He's burping his rectum. And then I make that noise. And then the other guy, I hope he just understands. I understand that sounds are I sometimes laugh. I make myself laugh sometimes. It's like the sounds that happen when you get behind closed doors. You just walk in the stall, sit down, close the door, and it's all you, buddy. It's all you. You can't deny it. Whatever sounds happen, it's all you. Can't deny it. So I just laugh. I used to get so embarrassed, that cork pop sound, that, all those sounds that the rectum makes as it's being alleviated, as it's being liberated. As the rectum is being liberated, those sounds happen. Kind of like a horse race, you know. He gets into the stall, he closes a stall, he sits down, he starts liberating his rectum. The sounds are coming out. Folks, the sounds are coming out. It's like, oh, here comes the smell, here comes the smell. Wouldn't that be funny? You go to the bathroom and there's like, all of a sudden the microphone comes on. Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Culver is just sat in the stall. He's closing the stall. Now it's his time to shine. He's liberating his rectum. He's liberating it. Here come the sounds, ladies and gentlemen. Here come the sounds. He's making the sounds, folks. He's making the sounds. Now it's the smells. Brace yourself for the smells. Now it's all over. It's time to wipe. It's time to wipe and get out of there because the next guy is coming in. Oh, all this shit humor. That's all I can think about while I sit here. I just think about, you know, forgiveness. Forgiveness of the guy. And then there's the urine. Oh my God, the urine. Your bladder can only hold so much liquid. It can only hold so much liquid. And you know what? When it gets to capacity, your dick plays tricks on you, you know, your urethra, if you're a lady. Ladies have to pee worse than men do. I think if a lady has to pee, she should be let to the head of the line. If a lady has to pee, you should just let her go. They should have a bucket, you know, just a bucket. A guy should be walking around with like a shirt and a bow tie, his hair combed, you know, and he's got a bucket. He's got a bucket ready. And the lady just comes over. And the guy has a curtain, you know, like Ralph Macchio, you know, in Karate Kid. When he dresses like a shower unit, you know, he's dressed like a shower unit. So if you see the shower curtain coming, you know that you can go pee now. The outside of the shower curtain, it's silk screened. It says, ladies, here I am. You know, the guy's just standing there. He's got his bucket. He's got and he can draw the curtain. You know, it's like there's a hoop over his head that's strapped to his back. And then the curtain, when the lady approaches, he just draws the curtain and puts the bucket down. And it has one of those seats that are built for the 5-gallon bucket. Have like 5 or 6 of those guys. The guy's just has to be 6 foot tall or more. Or unless it's for little people, you know, ladies that are little people, you know. If you're a little person and you're a lady, you know, it doesn't matter what height. You know, you could just have that curtain, you know, the hoop with the curtain. And then the lady comes up, he puts the bucket down, he draws the curtain. You hand him a couple of bucks, you know, for a tip. Thank you for saving my life. You know, you just stand there, look up so you don't embarrass the lady. The guy just stands there with his bucket and he draws the curtain. The lady sits on the bucket and she pays him a couple of bucks, you know. And then there would have to be a bowl freshener in the bucket. There would have to be a bowl freshener, you know, or some lemon juice, you know, lemon juice. He's got this flask, you know. He's got this strap and a flask that has lemon juice in it. Right before the lady gets busy, you know, he just pours the lemon juice into the bucket and then draws the curtain, you know. So she doesn't have to stand in line, you know. It's like you're doing a preemptive thing. So this should be fun, you know. This will be I could do some comedy bits. while I sit in this chair, where I talk about shit and piss. It's a natural thing. And then I'll find out what I can get away with. I'm seeing a lot more breastfeeding videos. It's like, that's not educational. That's not educational. Because most women already know how to breastfeed. They already know how to breastfeed. It's pretty simple. You need a mouth and a boob, you know. But then there's these videos of ladies breastfeeding. And it's like, isn't that one of the things, it has to be educational? Nudity, but with education. Like, anyway. I hope I'm not in trouble for what I'm talking about. I hope it doesn't get me in trouble just to talk about things like that. Here we are again. Oh, I got to think of some funny things to think about. Something funny to think about. Wow, all I can think of is poo humor. All I can think, like that video I saw, a guy's on a skateboard. He's just moving on a skateboard at an alarming speed, and he just drops trow and takes a crap while he's on the skateboard. That was on Tosh.0. If you ever watch Tosh.0, he shows that video. The guy's just kicking the ground to make the skateboard move, and he's moving at a high rate of speed. And then he just pulls his pants down and poops. And the other guy was at the end of a pier. He runs off the end of a pier and poops as he's in air. He's airborne, okay? He runs off the end of the pier and he's airborne, and he just takes a crap. It's like, that takes skill. That's skill. That's not something you could teach someone. You probably could if you did it a couple of times, you'd have to kind of master the art. Maybe what I should do is get a cigar. That's what I should do. Lie to my doctor. My doctor always asks me, do you smoke cigars or do you smoke? He always asks me, do you smoke? Or other doctors, every doctor I see, they say, do you smoke? It's like, never say you smoke if you don't really smoke, because I occasionally, I have upon occasion, whipped out a cigar and just smoked a cigar or a pipe just for the hell of it, because it's like I feel like a man. I feel like a man when I'm drawing on a stogie, when I'm smoking a cigar. I feel like I'm a millionaire. I feel like a millionaire when I'm smoking the cigar. A lot of celebrities smoke cigars, and they kind of grill me too when I say, yeah, I smoke occasionally. They grill me after that. Then I guess I pass the test. If I say, nope, I don't smoke. I don't smoke. I need to do that. Go down to the corner store, buy myself a cigar, sit here while I'm talking to you and smoke a cigar. And then my face will smell like a cigar. I don't want my face to smell like a cigar. I'll have to wash my face. I do that occasionally. Just sit out here while people are walking by. I'm sitting here in this chair and I'm smoking a cigar. I think they call it a draw. When you draw, you light the cigar and you draw. That's what they say when you're smoking a pipe. If you smoke a pipe, they say a draw. And you have to keep drawing on the cigar so it'll stay lit. The weird thing about cigarettes is you don't have to draw on a cigarette to keep it lit. It will just burn like an incense. It'll just keep on burning because of all the things they add to it, all the dangerous, sickening, lethal things they put in a cigarette to keep it burning. I don't think cigars are addicting. They're not, it's not something like you got to light up your cigar. You got to take a cigar break. Nobody ever says, I got to take a cigar break. I got to stop what I'm doing and smoke a cigar. I got to get out of my car, park it, hopefully in that order. I got to park my car, get out of it, sit on a chair or bench and smoke a cigarette, smoke a cigar. Because cigars will make you do things like that. So a cigarette, I think if I'm saying it right, a cigarette, you got to stop what you're doing. You got to stop everything. And then get out your pack of cigarettes, light one up, and then you feel better. You feel better after you smoking a cigarette. Something is like a Pepsi or a Coke. They put something in Pepsi, I think, to make you need a Pepsi. I remember there was a couple of kids in my neighborhood. They had to have a Pepsi. That's all they would drink was Pepsi. No other soft drink, just Pepsi. They needed a Pepsi. Like, wow, your life is really, you need to check your life if you need a Pepsi. Other people, they need a beer. They need a beer. Something happens to their body when they don't have a beer. They got to have a beer. People buy them by the 12 pack. In fact, I need to invest in like Budweiser or Coors. It's amazing how many empty cans there are. Oh my goodness. At a picnic, at a Marine Corps picnic, you can really cash in on those cans. There's like a Marine Corps picnic. There's going to be a lot of empty cans of beer. A lot of empty cans of beer at a Marine Corps picnic. I used to go, my dad was a Marine, and we would go, they would have a picnic at the beach. Oh, the bird stopped. Little Tweety birds. You hear that? I stopped for birds. This is the signal. You can tell they're communicating with each other. One bird goes, Tweety, Tweety. And the other bird goes, Tweety, 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 Tweety. They're communicating with each other, the birdies. All right. I love this ring. It's labradorite. When you move it, it shines. It has look at that, labradorite. It helps me with my spiritual. It helps me with my spiritual. My spiritual awareness. When I wear labradorite, I feel spiritual awareness. It's pretty cool. I like that. It looks like a mood ring. And it's I like that. I want to do that just for you. Just go like that. How the light catches the labradorite. They say it's the aurora borealis. This is the aurora borealis in stone form. The guy's name was labradorite. The guy who discovered this stone, his name is labradorite. And they believe that it's the aurora borealis in stone form. Anyway, I like it. It helps me feel spiritual. It makes my spiritual awareness aware. I guess we're just chilling together. We're just basically chilling together. Look at that. I still have 3. Why is that? Why is that? I see 3. Come on. Yeah, 3 dots. It was only showing 1. I still had 3 dots. and I switched out the battery pack. So yes, folks, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, please donate. Please donate. Please, kind sir, donate. Please, kind lady. Please, kind lady, donate. It'll help me out a lot, even if it's just a few dollars. If it's just a few dollars, it'll help. It'll help me out a lot. And I can pay my bills. I can get paid to do what I like doing. All my life, I've done. I just jobs I didn't really like. I did it because I had to. Every job I've had, I did it because they called me. They called me and said, "When can you start?" Which means it's a shitty job. They call you because somebody quit. They call you because somebody quit or because somebody got fired. They call you because somebody got fired or quit. And then they say, "When can you start?" You know, that's when that was the story of my life. The story of my life was, "Hey, when can you come in?" Which means somebody just quit. Somebody just quit or got fired. It's like one job I stayed for 17 years. So I guess I didn't really hate that job. No, I kind of did hate that job. Because I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. I stayed for 17 years at this one job because they gave me an apartment. They gave me an apartment. I stayed with the job because if I didn't, I wouldn't have an apartment. That's if I didn't stay with this job, I wouldn't have an apartment. So I stayed, I stuck it out. I stuck it out at this job. And that was the last real job I had. No, wait a minute. I worked at a grocery store. I I walked again because they called me. I worked at a grocery store because they called me. They called me and said, "When can you start?" And I said, "Right now, because I got to pay some fucking bills. I got to pay these bills." So I showed up to this grocery store and I worked in pricing. And I think I was doing a good job. I think I was doing a pretty good job because I never got any complaints. I never really got any about my performance. I never got any complaints about my performance. I got called in I got called over and they said, "Did you do this?" And I said, "No, I didn't do that." Or I would catch things sometimes, which means I'm paying good attention to what I'm doing. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing because I'm catching, is this supposed to be here? Or is this supposed to be here? They say, "No, it's not supposed to be there. We got to move. We got to make space. We got to make space for that item." And and nobody ever said, "Hey, you hung a price tag in the wrong spot." Nobody ever came to me and said that. Nobody ever came and said, "Hey, you put this price tag. You put this." Every morning. Every morning, the job was I grab these stickers and I'm supposed to put them on the shelves to show what's on sale. That's part of pricing. Part of pricing is I got all these tickets that I like. For example, if it's Folgers coffee, it's now $7 a box or whatever. I stick the sticker up there, the tag, to let people know how much the Folgers coffee is right now. And nobody ever said, "Hey, you hung this in the wrong spot." Nobody ever came to me, and I'm pretty sure they would if that did happen. And then what happened was I got demoted. It's like, why? Nobody nobody kept saying, "Hey, you're screwing up. You're screwing up. Better stop that. You're screwing up." There was some other stuff. I think what it was is my choice. It was because the lady that was in charge was kind of mean and pushy. So I just kind of cried a little bit, and I said, "I'm gonna." So I I guess they didn't fire me. They just put me out on the floor. I was out on the floor, putting things on the shelf. I think what it is they weren't patient with me. I think that's why I just said, "Forget this." It takes some of those people were there for 7 years. One guy was there for 7 years, and I was watching his boss point out stuff to him. Big mistakes, like multiple mistakes. His boss was pointing out to him all these mistakes he was making. And he was there for 7 years. I was there for like not even a year. I was there for not even a year, and I was learning the job. I was learning the job and making mistakes like everybody else. I would come up and ask him. I would ask the guy in charge of me, you know, where is this? He goes, it's over there. You know, go to that. It's in aisle 5. It's like instead of showing me where it is, instead of walking out with me to aisle 5 and say, here it is. That's what I would have done if if I was responsible for training someone, if I were responsible for training someone and that someone came to me and said, "Hey, where is this tuna? Where is these cans of tuna?" I would say, "Let's go. Let's go to aisle 5. Here's where the cans of tuna are." I wouldn't just say it's on aisle 5. It's on aisle 5. Where on aisle 5? How far down aisle 5 do I go before I find the tuna? How much time is wasted? How much time is wasted me looking for the tuna on aisle 5? And I've only been there for like a couple of weeks. And it's like, shouldn't you take some pride? You're in charge of teaching someone. You're in charge of training someone. Wouldn't it look bad for you if the guy didn't know what he was? Because there was a lot I didn't know when this supervisor showed up. There was a lot that I was supposed to know but didn't know. And it's like this guy who was in charge of training me didn't tell me everything I was supposed to know. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing because I was supposed to know this stuff. And this guy who was in charge of training me didn't do well training me because there was a lot. It's like she was expecting me to know these things, and I didn't know these things, you know. So it's like it is the fault of the general if the instructions are not clear. It's like I got to get this out of my heart because it really messed with my heart, you know. It messed with my heart too. This woman went away because she was called away to another store. She was called away to another store because she was good. She was good at what she did, you know, training people. And so she came back to her original store, which was my store, the store I was working at. And she started telling me things that I should know, and I didn't know these things. So the guy he just didn't care. He didn't care what he taught me. He didn't care if he taught me. It was just embarrassing. This lady who was transferred to another store comes back to her original store, and had been working there for a while, for at least a month or so. And I thought I was doing a great job because again, no complaints really. No complaints. Just once in a while I'd get caught, but that's to be expected. It's to be expected. Getting or being showed a mistake I made. That's to be expected. If you are a new hire. But then it just blew my mind and embarrassed me that this lady comes back from her store to my store, which was her original store, And she was expecting me to know certain things, and I didn't know them. And the guy would sit there and look at his phone. He'd be training me on the computer, and I would say, and what do I do next? And what do I do next? And he was just looking down at his phone, you know. I don't think he still works there. I don't think the guy still works there. And again, because I'm not a mean guy. I'm not saying any names. I'm just saying, I guess this is my therapy. Because I'll be talking to my therapist tomorrow around 11:30, a virtual, because of technology. I'm having a virtual therapy session tomorrow, and I want to see how that goes. So I'm really praying for my mom. That's scary to hear. She's got an abscess. She's got an abscess, my mother. It's like an abscess and it's blocking one of her arteries. They just found that, she came in for like a checkup and they noticed one of her ankles were swollen a little bit. So they did all these ultrasounds. They said in the ultrasound, it showed that she had a cyst, which is scary because it's an artery. You need blood to go to parts of your body. And I hope that they can just remove that, or because my understanding of what a cyst is, it's full of pus. It's a thing full of pus. And it's a cyst in her artery. It's like I hope that they can get rid of that cyst. Then she'll have better blood flow. She'll have much better blood flow. So anyway, that's what I'm praying about. Ajna, command. Let's pray and command a resolution. Pray for and command a resolution. Wasn't that also in the Bible? God says, command ye me in my work. Command ye me in my work. God says, tell me what you command me to do, what you want. I think that's what it is. A lot of people are not aware that they are in command. You're in command of your life. No one else is. That's why you go to jail. If you screw up, you go to jail. If you screw up, you pay a fine because you're in command. You're in command of your life. Nothing is happening to you. It's happening because of you. It's not happening. You don't just go to jail. Nothing happens to you. It happens because of you. We'll not be punished for our thoughts. We'll be punished by our thoughts. That's a good way to look at life. Nothing ever happens to you. It happens because of you. If you take a really careful look at why you are where you are, you could probably trace it to something you did. Something you did. And then you got to find out what you did, own it, take responsibility for it, and then do something different from then on. Life doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. Some people say life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. It's like, well, if you get a cut, if you walk out on the lawn barefooted, you step on a piece of glass, you walk out on the floor barefooted, and you step on something and it pokes you in the foot. That didn't happen to you. That happened because of you. Because you didn't sweep the floor, because you didn't put on a pair of slippers, I think that's what it is. I think if we truthfully embrace that, life doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. You sit at the table and eat breakfast. You got up to the stove. You turned on the stove. You're eating breakfast because of you. If you're single, you're eating breakfast because of you. You're smelling a fart because of you. There's a turd in the toilet because of you. I think your life would be a lot better, don't you think? If you realize that life doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. I keep going back to that Buddha phrase, we will not be punished for our thoughts. We'll be punished by our thoughts. If a firecracker goes on in your hand, that didn't happen to you. That happened because of you. You held on to a firecracker and lit it. That happened to me one time. I had a firecracker and I had it in my hand, and I didn't think the fuse was going to burn that fast. I got to right about here, and the firecracker went off, and my hand went numb, my ear went deaf. My hand went numb and my ear went deaf. Firecracker. I just had this firecracker in my hand and I lit it, and I went to throw it and it detonated right about here. And my hand was like gray and numb because of the gunpowder. And it's like a deaf sound in there was like a ringing in my ear on top of a death sound, a deafening effect. I think, you know what? I've discovered a mystery of the universe. Why does this stuff happen to me? Why do bad things happen to good people? Well, good people make bad decisions. Why do bad things happen to good people? Well, a good person can pick up a firecracker and light the fuse and misjudge how fast it's going to detonate the firecracker. A good person who pays all his bills, says his prayer at night, says his prayers at night, he can still become a werewolf because he was bitten by a werewolf. He says his prayers at night. I remember that, the werewolf movies. He's a good man and he says his prayers at night, and he still becomes a werewolf. A lot of people become werewolves. That Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That didn't happen to him. It happened because of him. He drank the elixir. He drank the formula and became Mr. Hyde. That's why bad things happen to good people. Good people do fucked up shit. Good people drink stuff they shouldn't have been drinking. All right. I think I made you laugh. I hope I made you laugh. I'm just sitting out here. I'm going to go for 3 hours. 2 hours and 28 minutes. It's only 5:30. It's only 17:30. The sun hasn't set. You know what's weird? It's supposed to only be 4 o'clock because we sprung ahead. We spring forward an hour. So it's only supposed to be 4:30. That's why the day seems so long. It's only 4:30. Actually, shouldn't the day seem short? Shouldn't the day seem short if we're an hour ahead? We're being robbed of an hour. We're being robbed of an hour. So it should make the day shorter. It's 5:30 already. Oh, good God, I better get home so I can be ready for dinner, so I can cook dinner. Dinner. Is it dinner or supper? Is it dinner or supper? It's the same time. It's dinner and supper. You could call it dinner. Oh, look at this. All this blooming, these leaves. These leaves were just little sprouts. These were little sprouts a couple of weeks ago. Be careful, little mouth, what you say. Be careful, little mouth, what you say. For the Father up above is looking down with love. So be careful, little mouth, what you say. Comedy. I love comedy. You need to look at comedy. People get rude sometimes too. The things they say. Quentin Tarantino says, "Go suck a cock." It's like, wow, wowie, really? How many friends, how many people do you think would be your friend after that? Go suck a. Anyways, you have to go and do that, by the way. You have to go fuck yourself. You can't just fuck yourself. You have to go fuck yourself. You can't just suck a cock. You have to go suck a cock. I don't want to see you suck a cock. Just go suck a cock. Oh wow, I'm using bad language. I'm using, well, you know what? I listen to comedians and they say things like that because it's something that was said to them. They're just repeating what was said to them, you know? That's why you got to be careful what you say in front of kids. You got to be careful what you say in front of kids because they'll repeat what you say. Are they repeating what you say or are they repeating what they say to each other? I remember when I was a kid, I would I would say things when my mom couldn't hear me, when my dad couldn't hear me, when my aunties couldn't hear me, when nobody could hear me, I would say things. I would say things that I would never say in front of my mother. And we're hearing, sometimes it's a network. It's like it's a bad word network. You're out there on the playground where mommy and daddy can't hear, and you're saying things. That's how you learn bad words. You don't learn bad words from adults. You learn bad words from fellow children. So maybe it's not all our fault. It's not all our fault. Kids hear things from other kids. They learn bad words from other children. But my kid would never say anything like that. My child would never say anything like that. It's like, yeah, guess where my kid heard it from your kid. My kid heard it from your kid. Like Christmas Story, remember Christmas Story? The guy said a bad word and he said he heard it from another kid, but the kid didn't say it. The kid was getting a spanking. The kid was getting a spanking. They'd hear him on the phone. He was getting a spanking for something he didn't do because the little asshole lied. Ralphie lied. And the kid got spanked because Ralphie lied. So that's one thing to consider, you know. Maybe it's not all us. We don't have to censor everything. We don't have to be careful what we say in front of the kids because the kids are saying it to each other. They're saying things to each other, and that's how they learn bad words. It's not all our fault. So, Bill was the last person to say something. I'm surprised no one's joined me today. I'm surprised. I've been sitting here for like 3 hours almost. And only what, two people? And it's a Wednesday? It's a Wednesday after work. No, three people. I'm sorry. There was my friend from Turkey. There was my friend from the UK. And then there was my friend from Nevada. Nevada. He's from Nevada. He said, how's it going, Eddie? Oops. He said, how's it going? Yeah. My friend from Nevada. My friend from Turkey. My friend from the UK. So that's a total of three people. I only had three people today. God bless them. God bless them. Maybe they'll come back and listen to this whole thing. They'll sit here for 3 hours and listen to me talk about shit. I'm glad I didn't bring anything to drink out here because that would mean I would have to stop what I'm doing and go to a toilet. Better out than in. That's what I always say. That's what I always say. Better out than in. A fart is a burp too lazy to climb. Why fart and waste it? Burp and taste it. Why fart and waste it? Burp and taste it. A fart is a burp too lazy to climb. Either way, gas is coming out of a hole. Either way, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Gas is coming out. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. So anyway, if you like what I'm doing, leave a donation. For God's sake, leave a donation. Be like a crow. Be like a crow and just drop a pebble into the glass that's half full so you can take a drink. You know, when you give, you're helping yourself too. When you help someone, you're helping yourself. When you give, when you help someone, you're helping yourself. Christopher Walken is the most mimicked, the most imitated celebrity. I think so. I think he's the most. Christopher Walken is the most imitated, but never substituted. Most imitated, but never substituted celebrity. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. People can't say, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You have to say, oh my goodness. Or thank goodness. Thank goodness. My mom does that sometimes. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So I guess that's the only thing I have to do this month, really. The only focal thing is to have my virtual therapy session. My virtual therapy session with my therapist. It's so nice out here. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for allowing me to be out here. Thank you, God, for all this fresh air. I think that's another thing is grateful. You know, I am thankful and grateful. When you say, I am thankful and grateful, because then you're both thankful and grateful. You're covering both bases. I am thankful and grateful for all these birds I'm hearing, all these birds. We have a bird feeder over there. I should just start scattering seeds everywhere. That'll encourage more birds. Remember that, what was it? Snoopy, Charlie Brown? No dogs allowed or birds everywhere. It was like, poor Snoopy would always see the sign that says, no dogs allowed, with that baritone voice. No dogs allowed or birds. Every building he went to, there was always a sign that said, no dogs allowed. And poor Snoopy, who would just like be upset. He fought the Red Baron. The Red Baron. World War II, there was a German pilot called the Red Baron, who was a badass pilot. And Snoopy fought the Red Baron. And you know what? The Red Baron didn't kill Snoopy. I remember that story. The Red Baron did not kill Snoopy. He said, Merry Christmas, everyone. There was an old song. You could probably look for it on YouTube. Snoopy versus the Red Baron. It's a touching song, you know. The Red Baron didn't kill Snoopy. He had Snoopy in his crosshairs. The Red Baron had Snoopy in his crosshairs. And he just said, Merry Christmas, everyone. That makes me cry a little bit, you know. He had Snoopy in the crosshairs. He was going to kill Snoopy, but you know what? It was Christmas time. And he had a change of heart for Red Baron. He had killed so many people before. He had killed so many during World War One. But then he had Snoopy in his. If I had Snoopy in my crosshairs, I'd say, well, it's either him or me. I don't know. But it was Christmas time. If I had Snoopy in my crosshairs and he had a machine gun, I'd say, well, you know what? I want to go home for supper. I want to make it home for supper. If Snoopy was really trying to kill me, if Snoopy and I were having a dog fight and he was really trying to shoot me with his whatever mounted machine gun he had, water cooled machine gun, and Snoopy were trying to kill me and I had him in my crosshairs, what you don't want to ever say is, I had Snoopy in my crosshairs. I had him in my crosshairs. And then Snoopy kills me. Snoopy kills me because I was lenient. Snoopy just does like a loop in the air and he's behind me and he just machine guns the shit out of me. That's one thing to consider. When you have somebody in your crosshairs, there's probably a reason they're in your crosshairs. There's probably a reason. If someone's in your crosshairs, there's probably a very good reason. If you have somebody in your crosshairs, you better shoot them, because then they could just do a loop. They could do a loop up in the air and be behind you and just kill you with their machine gun, their water-cooled World War I era machine gun. But hey, what the hell? It's Christmas. If you die on Christmas, people will remember you. People will remember you if you die on Christmas. Yeah, the guy, he had Snoopy in his crosshairs. He had Snoopy in his crosshairs. And now he's dead because he didn't shoot him. It was Christmas. He didn't shoot him. So now he's dead. Merry Christmas. Anyway. Well, somebody left me a like. Thank you. Mahalo. Gracias para like. Gracias. I think I'm saying that right. Gracias para like. Thank you for the like. Oh. I hope I make you laugh. You and I, you know, you watching this video, it's just you and me and 2 likes. It's just you and me and 2 likes. And you know what? I still have battery power. I wish I had a bell I could ring. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm sitting here, you know, I'm kind of busy. I'm sitting here in this chair with a cup holder and I'm feeling kind of thirsty. I could just ring a bell. If someone brings me a beverage, someone reaches into a cooler full of ice and brings me a beverage. Thank you. Thank you personally. This is from me to you. If you're watching this, thank you. Thank you for listening to my brand of comedy. When I sit here in the fresh air, the sun's not setting for a couple of hours. What they say, a hand space is an hour. So about 2 hours, possibly 2 to 3 hours. Oh, I shouldn't look into the sun. I should have looked into the sun. Now I can't see the zero up there. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. Ajna. Remember Ajna. Command. Ajna means to command. Your command chakra. I think it's chakra. Chakra means energy wheel. You have an energy wheel in your head, and it's called your third eye chakra. It is the Ajna chakra. Whatever you're looking at, you're commanding it. You're commanding, I'm commanding that this reality exists, just like Shiva. I'm commanding that this reality exists. And what I'm thinking about is commanding this reality. What am I thinking about? What am I speaking? It's commanding my reality. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens because of you. That's just my theory. That's my, like Louis C.K. calls it, my believies. It's my believies. I'm telling you my believies. I like Louis C.K. I think we need to sit and have a beer. Me and Louis need to sit and have a beer and pizza. I was going to say nuts, beer and peanuts, beer and pizza, beer and peanuts. That's weird, isn't it? You know, I was thinking peanuts. I was going to say peanuts, but pizza came out of my mouth. I was thinking peanuts. I was thinking pizza. I was thinking peanuts. I was going to say peanuts, but then I said pizza. So maybe Louis wants pizza. We can go halves on a pie. Let's go halves on a pie. That's what they say in New York. Let's go halves on a pie. Maybe if you donate enough, I could contact Louis, contact Louis and say, hey, you got some spare time? Would you like to sit with me and have beer and pizza? Just sit with me right here in this spot, have his Uber. He can call for an Uber. I can secretly give him my address, secretly, covertly, or have him dropped here by drone. There are drones that can carry people. Some people need more than one drone, you know. Just have a drone with a lawn chair, a drone, and then the what's it called? The drone just hovers and then descends, and then Louis in a chair, a chair, and it's a clear day like today, no snow, no rain, no high winds, just a clear, nice, pristine day. We just put Louis in a chair and attach a chair to a drone, a big drone, and then he just hovers, descends, and then there's some people waiting to detach him. There's like some hooks, those hooks that are, that mountain climbers use. You just detach him from the drone, and the drone lands somewhere nearby. Ladies and gentlemen, Louis C.K. We're going to sit here and have a beer and some pizza. He's the same age as I am. I'm 55. We're the same age. We'll just shave off our beards so we look younger, You just sit and chat and eat pizza. We'll have like paper towels. So when that would be cool, wouldn't it? Louis and I are sitting here and his drone has arrived. He just gets up. We move the chair over next to me. We're sitting side by side, and we phone in for the pizza. Round Table, one of the last honest pizzas. Round Table. We call for Round Table, and while we're sitting here waiting for our pizza to arrive, we just chill, crack jokes. I just flew in from Hawaii, and boy, are my arms tired. A guy walks into a psychiatrist's office with no pants on. The psychiatrist says, "I can clearly see your nuts." You know, we can crack jokes. Louis and I can crack jokes while we wait for our round table pizza. What we could do is call and say, "Can you make sure the delivery person is cute? You know, make sure she's cute or at least pretty, you know." And then she could be escorted, you know. She could have a guy with like a scar on his cheek, real big burly guy with tattoos. He's escorting her. She gets out of the driver's seat. She walks over with her pizza, with our pizza on our time. Isn't it our time? You know, I'm here and you're here. Would it be our time? We could reminisce about, because we're the same age, you know, we could reminisce about the fast times we got high. You know how cute I always thought you were, you know. She just walks over and she's carrying the pizza with a big smile on her face. She puts the pizza down. She says, "Have a great day, guys." And we say, "Thank you. You too." She gets back into her car safely. The guy waves at us with his scar on his cheek, his little scar, you know. Because when you get punched in the eye, you get like a cut here, you know, because he's been through a few battles. Through scuffles, you know, a few scuffles, but he's all right, you know. He's a tough guy, couple of tattoos, real big, burly, you know. He's escorting our lady pizza delivery person. Then we sit and chat and chill. And then when it's time to go home, the drone descends and they just hook him back up to his chair. And the drone picks him up. And we say, "Au revoir, mon frère." And he goes to his hotel room. You know, you've donated enough to where I can afford a hotel room for him. You know, I'm making myself laugh. I like my imagination. You should try it. You should try imagining things. Neville Goddard says, "God is our imagination." God is our imagination. Is our imagination. Yeah. I wonder if I was ever separated at birth. There's stories about that. People being twins being separated at birth. I look at some people, I go, "Man, we were probably separated at birth." Separated at birth. Bum, bum, ba. I guess if you're lonely, you know, if you're bored, you just need something to think about besides shit that's going on right now. You can just turn on this video and donate. I got to keep reminding people, donate. Come on, donate. What's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt? You're just going to be out a couple of bucks, you know, the price of a box of popcorn, the price of some fiddle faddle, the price of some fiddle faddle, you know. Which would you rather have? This show or some fiddle faddle, you know? If you donate, you can have this show and some fiddle faddle. Because God will bless you with some fiddle faddle. If you donate, God will bless you with some fiddle faddle. If you donate, God will bless you with some fiddle faddle. or some Cracker Jacks. I wonder if people even eat Cracker Jacks anymore. I haven't seen Cracker Jacks in a long time. If you donate, God will bless you with some Cracker Jacks. Then you can eat your Cracker Jacks and watch these videos and feel good knowing that you donated. Feel good that you to know that you donated. You contributed to this show. You contributed to this channel. You contributed to all the guest stars I'll have. All the guest stars. I'll try to get the funniest guest stars that I can find. The guy who was choked by his wife. The guy who swallowed way too many goldfish and had goldfish in the toilet. He swallowed so many goldfish that a goldfish just swam out of his butthole. I don't know. I'm glad we're having this time together. Too bad we're not chatting. I don't think it would just swim out of his butthole. He would have to grunt a little bit. He would have to work at that goldfish coming out. He would have to work at that. But then the wiggling the whole time, you'd have to go, stop it. I'm trying to let you out. The man who swallowed way too many goldfish. The lady who got yelled at. The lady who got yelled at because she was trying to write a check. I have with me the lady who got yelled at because she was trying to write a check. She was trying to write a check for a few dollars over while everyone was waiting. Everyone was waiting in line, and the lady whipped out a checkbook and started writing the check. People saying, "Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Writing a check for $5 over? That's what an ATM is for. Just get your cash. Keep the rest of the cash. Go up to the ATM, take out your bank card, get like $100, and then pay for your groceries, and you'll have cash. You don't have to write. Wow, I'm burping right now. You don't have to write checks. Who writes checks anymore? I remember I had electronic bill pay. All of my bills were scheduled to be paid. When that money was transferred into my account, all my bills were scheduled to be paid. Like, really? You still write checks? Some of my mom's friends write her checks. You know, my mom does some Uber action every once in a while. She does the Uber thing, and her friends write her checks. I go, well, they're from her era. You know, she's 75 years old. So yeah, back then people wrote checks. So yeah, my mom says, I gotta go to the bank, deposit my $20 check. I hate writing checks because people don't cash them right away. People cash those damn checks at the worst possible time. When I would write checks, or if you write a check, they decide when they cash the check. And it's usually when you're just about to pay for something. It's usually when you could really use that $45. It's like, really, you asshole, you had to wait a week to deposit that check, or you had to wait a week to cash that check. Now I'm $45 short. Oh, wow. I got to quit letting that negativity out of my heart. That negativity is in my heart. And I have to keep letting it out. You know what? It's like burping. If you got negativity in your heart, you got to burp once in a while. If you have that negativity in your heart needs to burp, and it's through your words. You know what? People can have sympathy for you. Oh, that's sad. She cashed a $45 check right when you had to pay your car insurance. She finally cashed that check at the worst possible time. I'm having fun here. It's been 3 hours. It's been 3 hours. This is how you get the best out of Ed. Just ignore him. Ignore Ed. Don't come to his streams, and he'll start cracking jokes about stuff. He'll talk about shitting and writing checks. There was this rhyme. I think it was a phrase. Beat me, bite me, whip me, make me write bad checks. Beat me, bite me, whip me, make me write bad checks. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. I like that. I should make a short that says that. It'll be seen by a lot more people. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. Beat me, bite me, whip me, make me write bad checks. I'm surprised I'm still learning that. I'm not learning it, I'm remembering. I used to say that at work, I would make a girl laugh. Beat me, bite me, whip me, make me write bad checks. And then she repeated it and she laughed after she said it. Beat me, bite me, whip me, make me write bad checks. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. Oh, I'm looking at this mask. I like this. This reminds me of the Leper King. You should study the Leper King. There was a king who had leprosy, and he was a badass. I keep forgetting his name, the guy's name. I need to maybe put a piece of tape on my forehead, write the guy's name backwards, and then put the piece of tape, or get a hat. That's what I should do. Get a hat, but write his name backwards on my hat in a Sharpie. So when I look in the mirror, I'll see his name and remember it. He was called the Leper King. The guy had leprosy, and he was a really effective battle king. Battle king. That's what this reminds me of. Don't touch an armadillo. That's what they say. Do not touch an armadillo, because armadillos have leprosy, or they transmit. That's the word. They transmit leprosy. They transmit leprosy. And if you've watched this far, oh my goodness, you deserve a brownie. You deserve like a package of cookies. You deserve a package of cookies if you watch this far. Go out and get yourself a package of cookies, your favorite cookies. We're all out of cookies. Oh no, we have wafers. That's what we have, wafers. I think tomorrow after my therapy session, my virtual therapy session, wow, there's a jet way up there. Way up there. Oh, there's another bird. I gotta do something about this gray. I gotta buy that dye. There's some kind of gray away. I'll look a lot younger and feel a lot younger. There's this stuff that you put it in your hair and it makes gray go away. Right here. I look like Peter Parker's boss. I think Peter Parker's boss had this gray hair on the sides. And then when you get really old, it's all white. It's all white when you get old enough. When you get old enough, you have white hair. So someone left me a like and just took off. It's like kissing someone on the cheek and just running away. It's like kissing me and then just running away. Leave a like and then leave. Leave and leave. Like and leave. That's what I can put on there. Like and leave. Like and leave. Oh. 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 The purge. I have the urge to purge. I have the urge to purge. When I talk, my mask moves. When I talk, my whole face moves. I have the urge to purge. Every crime is omitted. I should sit here like this and film people's reactions. Film their reactions. Because there's a girl who walks by here. Because right around this time is when she gets off the school bus and walks to her house. And she waves at me when she walks by. She gets off her bus, walks to her home, and she waves while she walks by. And I wave back because I'm courteous. Because I'm both courteous and receptive to courtesy. That's what Hannibal Lecter liked. You're both courteous and receptive to courtesy. You're courteous and receptive to courtesy. If you want Hannibal Lecter to like you, be courteous. That's an actual thing. A woman picked up a hitchhiker, and she was kind to him, and the hitchhiker turned out to be a serial killer. And because he was nice to her, no, because she was nice to him, he did not kill her. So it helps to be nice. If you want a serial killer to not kill you, be nice. That's my public service announcement. If you want a serial killer to be nice to you, no. If you want a serial killer, I can't talk right now. I can talk right now. If you don't want a serial killer to kill you, be nice. Especially when you're hitchhiking, when he's hitchhiking. I'm going to shine up this ring. I feel like I have this little cloth. I have a few cloths. They're little cloths that use for polishing jewelry. It's already polished a little bit. My ring, my 925 ring, made of real silver, with my labradorite. I think it's time to cook dinner now. It's been 3 hours. Goodbye for now.